Trump is a gentleman with a fat hog and is incredibly gentlemanlike around women and has never been around me or Jeffrey Epstein in any other capacity other than being a gentleman. I actually saw him save children from a burning orphanage.
Now to that breaking news. Within the past hour, the US Justice Department has released transcripts and recordings of interviews an official conducted with Jeffrey Epstein's imprisoned former girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell. In them, Maxwell recalls Trump and Epstein, but she says she never saw Donald Trump do anything inappropriate.
I certainly never witnessed the president in any of, I don't recall ever seeing him in his house, for instance. I actually never saw the president in any type of massage setting. I never witnessed the president in any...
Oh, wow. You mean to tell me Donald Trump got exonerated by a pedophile who was known to perjure and has actively lied to offer protective cover to other pedophiles, like Prince Andrew, for example? Huh. Interesting. You don't say. Wait. You mean to tell me that Ghislaine Maxwell, the pedophile and child who now is presented as the sole witness to Donald Trump's innocence, is actually in the hands of the state already, and Donald Trump has already given her some leniency in the process of extracting this kind of false confession out of her? No way. Well, I'm the dumbest guy in America. I am a Trump cultist loyalist who thinks Donald Trump is a white hat, so of course I believe her.
Inappropriate.
Oh, you libtard! Don't you say believe all women? That's the energy we're gonna hear from some of the dumbest people.
Setting in any way, the president was never inappropriate with anybody. In the times that I was with him, he was a gentleman in all respects.
Let's bring in our US correspondent Martha Kellner now, who's in Los Angeles. Evening to you, Martha. Look, there's been a clamour for weeks now, months really, for more files on Epstein to be released. So was this...
Guys, I know we covered this initially, but it is important to repeat some basic facts here. The person that Ghislaine Maxwell is talking to in that recording is the deputy attorney general, who only got that position under the Trump Department of Justice because he was Trump's personal lawyer. The attorney general, the top cop in the country, Pam Bondi, also was Trump's personal lawyer. Make no mistake, Trump put his own loyalists into positions of power for this exact reason. From the very moment that Ghislaine Maxwell was floated as the sole witness to cracking the Jeffrey Epstein criminal case, the sole witness to showing like the collaborators, the list of collaborators to Jeffrey Epstein. The moment that was presented as an option, I was like, she's going to get a pardon and she's going to say everybody's innocent. And lo and behold, it turns out that's precisely what the transcripts have shown. Shocker. In the process, though, she did go to a different facility, a much more lenient facility. So she's just playing ball.
Expected or a surprise?
I think there has been a huge clamour, Matt, for these interviews, this audio to be released. We're still making our way through the transcript at the moment, 6 hours worth of audio recorded over 2 days. But as you say, people calling for amid also calls for the release of the entirety of the Epstein files. This is an interview that Ghislaine Maxwell did with Todd Blanche, who is the Deputy Attorney General, the second most senior lawyer in the government. She conducted this interview nearby the prison that she was serving a 20-year sentence for helping Jeffrey Epstein abuse underage girls. She has since been moved to a different prison in Texas. But these files were posted on social media by Todd Blanche. He said they were shared in the interest of transparency. And the Trump administration want to be seen to be being transparent in this case, amid calls for the release of the so-called Jeffrey Epstein files, and also the spotlight that has been placed on the president's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. They were known to be friendly. On the face of it, as you were hearing there, this seems to be good news for Donald Trump. Ghislaine Maxwell saying she never witnessed.
I joked about this, man. I said this as a joke when it was like floated as like Ghislaine being the sole witness, the primary witness here. I said she's going to come out and be like, Donald Trump is the best. He has been so fascinatingly cordial around women and has never been around underage women at all. And that's literally what she said. Yeah. The only thing missing from the equation is, her being like, Trump is totally loaded. He's packing. He has the fattest penis of all time, which I've never seen because, of course, like, I've never seen it because, like, he's only engaged in consensual acts of sex with adult women that were consenting and not around me at all, of course. Never around Jeffrey Epstein either. But, like, everyone always says he's got a fat one, He's got a real fat one, dude. Thick 8. That's what they're saying. Please give me a pardon.
Donald Trump being inappropriate with young girls. She also said that no client list exists. Now, Jeffrey Epstein died, it was ruled that he died by suicide in prison in August 2019. He was awaiting trial, accused of abusing hundreds of girls over the course of decades. The FBI, as I say, ruled that suicide. Ghislaine Maxwell was asked whether she believed that Jeffrey Epstein's death was by suicide. This is what she responded.
Oh, wait.
So you think he did not die by suicide, given all the things we just talked about?
I do not believe he died by suicide, no.
And do you believe that, do you have any speculation or view of who killed him?
No, I don't.
Now, Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyer, David Marcus, has been responding to the release of these audio files.
You were supposed
he said
to say
Ms. Maxwell answered every question. She did not refuse to respond and did not dodge any question. She supported her answers.
Guys, understand something here. Donald Trump brought the head of a foreign adversary that we are directly at conflict with, Vladimir Putin, to Alaska, specifically so Vladimir Putin could say, I would have never invaded Ukraine if Donald Trump was the president. This man is willing to throw away leverage that he may or may not even have in geopolitical incidents that we have a lot of investment in just so that he can get a I told you so moment. Okay? What makes you think he's not going to offer freedom to a of minors just so she plays ball and says Trump is a gentleman with a fat hog and is incredibly gentlemanlike around women and has never been around me or Jeffrey Epstein in any other capacity other than being a gentleman. I actually saw him save children from a burning orphanage. If a dude is willing to genuflect to a foreign adversary in a way that is like definitely uncharacteristic of any other leader and simply uncharacteristic of Trump to do so as well, with respect to like how he deals with other foreign ally leadership, simply so that Vladimir Putin can like get a dunk off of Joe Biden, he will absolutely offer pardon to Ghislaine Maxwell. I mean, he did it with the January 6ers. He did this with January 6ers. Not to sound too much like a lib, but like he straight up said, if you're doing crimes, no matter how ridiculous said crimes are, as long as you're doing those crimes for me, as long as you are doing those crimes to defend me or defend my interests, you will not face legal scrutiny. He even entertained the notion of pardoning Diddy. Out of nowhere. And we know why he entertained that notion is because Diddy used to be his friend. That's it. He straight up said it. He was like, maybe I'll pardon Diddy. I'm thinking about it. I have the power to do so, And it's like, who is this for? It's wild, man.
With documents and other objective evidence, her demeanour and credibility are clear for anyone to hear. This, though, won't make this episode disappear for Donald Trump. There is still large calls, not least from people within the Republican Party, for the release of the full Epstein files. But we do now have this audio of an interview that Ghislaine Maxwell gave to the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, last month.
As far as I'm concerned, President Trump was always very cordial and very kind to me. And I just want to say that I find his extraordinary achievement.
Oh my God.
Becoming the president now, and I like him, and I've always liked him. So that is the sum and substance of my entire relationship with him.
What about Mr. Epstein's relationship with him?
I don't know how they met, and I don't know how they became friends. I certainly saw them together, and I remember the few times I observed them together that they were friendly. I mean,
Was
they're
that
still
in
friendly.
social settings or was that in private settings?
I believe I only ever saw.
There's no gun to her head. The gun to her head is her freedom. That's the gun to her head, chatters. She wants freedom, and she knows she'll get it if she plays ball. Following basic logic, the only reason she would agree to speak and exonerate Trump in doing so is if she was promised relief from her conditions by doing so. If they didn't offer that, she would have no reason to agree to speak, because what's in it for her? And if she did speak and implicated Trump, they would absolutely crack down on her even harder. It's self-preservation. Exactly. Here's how prosecutors described Ghislaine Maxwell in a pretrial motion during her criminal trial. The defendant's willingness to brazenly lie under oath about her conduct, including some of the conduct charged in the indictment, strongly suggests her true motive has been and remains to avoid being held accountable for her crimes. Yeah. The difference, however, is that there's usually additional penalties that come along with that. Perjury. They didn't even follow through on the perjury because she was already convicted of the other heinous crimes anyway that she perjured herself about. But in this situation, lying is actually a lifeline for her. So of course she's going to do it. And worst of all, she is going to get away with it. Make no mistake. She already has gotten away with it. Even if she was like in a lower security prison as she is now, that's it. Maybe she gets a work release in the process. Ghislaine Maxwell said she only knew Kevin Spacey from the trip to Africa with Bill Clinton and Chris Tucker and nowhere else. But what's this photo of her and Spacey on thrones? I'm telling you right now, she is like actively hiding every single power player's allegiance to Jeffrey Epstein and involvement with Jeffrey Epstein. I think that's part of the reason why she's not dead right now and very much alive right now. This was obviously one of the theories that was floated. Like, how is Ghislaine Maxwell still alive when Jeffrey Epstein is not? Perhaps it was because they could deploy her in this way maybe in the future. And now they are.
Them in social settings. I don't recall any private settings.
Have you ever been to Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach?
I have.
And what time period are you thinking about when you say yes?
Well, I don't remember when the president purchased Mar-a-Lago, so from whenever it turned into a club, I went there, and I was...
Did you go there alone or with Mr. Epstein?
Mostly alone.
You know
Only times I went there was for an event, maybe once or twice.
And do you know whether Mr. Epstein ever went there?
I believe he did, but again...
Bro, this person is talking about Jeffrey Epstein like I would talk about Jeffrey Epstein as a person who learned about this by reading about it in the news. What do you mean? Oh, I don't know. I think he might have gone. It's like you were literally slammed in his ass cheeks for like 3 decades. What do you mean you don't know? Of course you know. She knows everything. She's literally making it seem like she's just a totally oblivious third party. It's like, did Jeffrey Epstein ever go to Mar-a-Lago? She's like, who? Jeffrey Epstein. Who's that again? Jeffrey Epstein. You know, the guy you were convicted for sex trafficking minors with? I can't recall his name. It's at the tip of my tongue. What, Jedediah? Is that, what, who is this person? The New York financier? Is that?
We really were, he didn't take me with him all the time, so he would go and, oh, right. Well, he did from time to time, but he would go alone. I think he would maybe go himself to the spa. I certainly did.
Did you ever observe President Trump receive a massage?
Never.
Did you ever observe, you said that you were...
What was that? Oh, right. What did he do that she responded with, oh, right. Oh, yes, of course. Yes, very nice. Yes, you're so right. You're not far off, top blanche. But from what you know, you do not believe a camera exists, or a video camera, or a camera that takes pictures inside of any of his residences. Correct. Come on, man. She also tried to clear Bill Clinton. Oh. Trump today. Bill Clinton was on his plane and went to the island 28 times. Ghislaine Maxwell. He never, absolutely never went. And you're not, I think you said you don't. You're not aware of President Clinton ever going to the island. He never, absolutely never went. And I can be sure of that because there's no way he would have gone. I don't believe that there's any way he would have gone to the island had I not been there, because I don't believe he had an independent friendship, if you will, with Epstein. Well, mutually assured pedophilia destruction remains. But of course, as I've stated before, it's too much of a load-bearing pedophilia case to indict the Bill Clintons on. But if there's no red meat for the base here, they're going to recognize that something doesn't smell right. So it is a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. You out Bill Clinton, and Bill Clinton destroys everything, mutually assured pedophilia destruction. Okay. If you don't give the people Bill Clinton, then they go, what do you mean? Bill Clinton, we know, is a active collaborator of Jeffrey Epstein and most likely a pedophile. We know that already. Why won't you say it? It turns out she went with the protect Bill Clinton route. Todd Blanche, all right, I wanted to follow up about former President Clinton's relationship with Mr. Epstein, not you. We touched on it, but can you just I have a couple of questions about it. What's your understanding of their relationship from what you observed, meaning former President Clinton and Mr. Epstein? I saw them talk. I saw them sit down and have chats about, I don't know. Do you know one way or the other whether they're about you? Like when you kind of moved on past Mr. Epstein. When did she move on past Mr. Epstein? When did I even, like after he died? I don't believe so. Why do you say that you don't believe so? Because I don't think they had a relationship even when I was there. President Clinton liked me, and we got along terribly well. But I never saw that warmth, or however you want to characterize it, with Mr. Epstein insert. So I didn't see. When the Southern District of New York case became public, there was a search warrant for Mr. Epstein's house. There was there was some sort of painting a picture with Mr. Clinton in a blue dress. Do you know where he got that picture of that painting? The first I saw of it was in the press. So you never observed that in his... No. Do you know of any other gifts or paraphernalia or pictures that former President Clinton gave to Mr. Epstein? No. I mean, did he maybe give him a gift? I don't know. I have no knowledge of that. I mean, that's unironically the clearest indication, even for the Trump supporters, to look at and go, oh, this person is obviously lying. And they're not going to think this person is obviously lying to Trump's lawyer, by the way, when Trump has floated the idea of a potential pardon for her, by the way, on just Trump's infallibility and Trump's innocence here. She's lying about Bill Clinton's innocence as well. So clearly she might be lying about Trump too. I say this continues.
I mean, have you seen there's photographs, public photographs of Mr. Epstein and President Trump together?
Yes.
And there's photographs of, I think you're in some of the photographs as well.
Yes.
Those all appear to be social settings.
Yes. That's my memory. If there were social settings, I don't know Epstein's. If he had, whatever the nature of the president's friendship, if you will, or however you want to define that with Epstein, I was never witness. I think they were friendly, like people are in social settings. I don't think they were close friends, or I certainly never witnessed the president in any of, I don't recall ever seeing him in his house, for instance. I actually never saw the president in any type of massage setting. I never witnessed the president in any inappropriate setting in any way. The president was never inappropriate with anybody. In the times that I was with him, he was a gentleman in all respects.
When's the last time you think you saw in person President Trump?
It's been a long time. Probably not. Sometime in the beginning, mid 2000s maybe, and it would only have been a social setting, as far as I recall.
And did you ever hear Mr. Epstein or anybody say that President Trump had done anything inappropriate with masseuses or with anybody in?
Well, that settles it. I'm convinced. I believe this pedophile that my favorite president is not a pedophile. Sold me. How dare you question women, libtard? I thought you said believe all women. Turns out you don't want to believe them when they're making a convincing case about our glorious president. Why do you hate America? Case closed. Why do you hate America? Guess you don't want to believe all women now, do you, libtard? That's right. I choose to believe this pedophile. Excuse me. This is a different kind of pedophile, a very superior kind of pedophile, very good at pedophilia. I believe her. Ghislaine Maxwell, anything that touches Israel or the state of Israel, I'm always interested in it because my father loved Israel, so I pay attention to it. And we have ties to, to Israel. This is like that Israeli cybersecurity guy who worked under Benjamin Netanyahu being like, hey, guys, I'm going to escape to Israel the moment that you let me go. Actually, can you please give me the number to the Israeli consulate? I'm Israeli, by the way. Hey, I know you just arrested me in a pedophilia sting, but I'll have you know I'm Israel high. Israel. You just walk in, do like minor crimes. You just like rob you just rob a gas station. You get caught by the cops, and you're like, guys, I hate to do this, but I love the Israeli state. As a matter of fact, I am Israel. I'm Israel high. People are just like, maybe this will work. Yeah, I mean, real minor crimes, not crimes against the minors.
Your world.
Absolutely never. In any context.
Do you know whether masseuses from Mar-a-Lago spa ended up giving private massages to Mr. Epstein? And I'm not asking for what you may have read, but at the time, from your personal knowledge, do you know whether that's true?
I don't recall. Is it possible? Yes. But I don't remember that. So I don't recall that, but it's possible.
Do you have recollection of you ever recruiting a masseuse from Mar-a-Lago spa to go give a private massage to Mr. Epstein?
I've never recruited a masseuse from Mar-a-Lago for that.
Yeah, a bunch of masseuses from Mar-a-Lago just recruited themselves, underage, by the way. That's crazy. She just got hit with the John Fetty Wap gun, but this time it just makes you forget all of your involvement with an internationally famous pedophile sex trafficker who, because of your involvement with him, you're currently serving a prison sentence right now. But you just forgot it all. It's crazy. Guys, everything is above board. We crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's. Everything checks out. And if you think it doesn't check out, well, let me tell you, okay, you're anti-Semitic. I don't know. You are anti-Semitic. Yep, I'm going to go with that one.
Have you ever had any contact with any representative that you know of from Mossad, the Israeli intelligence agency?
Can you ask me that again?
Have you ever had any contact with an individual that you understand to be from Mossad, an Israeli intelligence agency?
Well, not deliberately.
Pardon me?
Not deliberately.
Okay.
She's laughing. She's like, yeah, my dad. And also possibly me. Yeah, my father and myself. And also Jeffrey Epstein. Basically all of us. My papa. I mean, that's a fact, by the way. Like, that's not even in dispute that Robert Maxwell collaborated with the Mossad 1,000,000%. That is an indisputable, undeniable fact of life. Okay? So just so you understand, like, her involvement is, unfortunately for us, currently at the speculative level. But her dad's involvement with the Mossad, not a secret at all. That is 100p.
And did you know, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but just to put a finer point on it, did you ever know that were you ever told, you ever think that Mr. Epstein was getting any money from any intelligence agency, including Mossad?
Well, I don't believe so, but I wouldn't know. I mean, I would be very surprised if he did. I don't think so. No.
We've talked about a lot of names, and I'm sure there's some that we haven't covered. Are there any?
So why did he have a Saudi passport? How'd that happen? Who amongst us doesn't have a Saudi passport? Jeffrey Epstein was doing the pilgrimage. It's one of the pillars of Islam. That's right. He had said the Shahada and found the light of Allah. He will see Jannah. He was going to Mecca and needed a Saudi passport. The 2357 Ehud Barak. Oh, let's just keep watching.
Foreign nationals. So right now we've talked about some the royal family a little bit, and maybe high society folks in Britain, were there any international businessmen or politicians that had a very close relationship or a close relationship with Mr. Epstein that we haven't already talked about?
No.
Off the top of my head, I can think of Ehud Barak.
You said that Mr. Epstein, at some point in the mid to late 90s, he started taking testosterone.
What? No follow-up? I'm sorry. Well, he's going to go back to it. Barak, yes. Ehud Barak, former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, which everybody knows was caught leaving the Epstein mansion numerous times in New York.
Did you ever know him to take any other drugs?
No. I mean, he took pills for his heart, I think. But I don't know no substances.
What do you know anything about his heart condition? I know we talked about this at 9:45 this morning, but do you know anything about his heart condition and beyond that you understood he had a heart condition that affected his ability to have sex?
Other than what he told me, no, he never shared anything. But he did take pills. I don't know anything about that. And like I said, he did the testosterone, which made him mean.
And we're jumping around a little bit. Sorry. Do you know someone named Donald Barr?
No.
He is, I can represent to you, was a former headmaster of the Dalton School.
Bill Barr's father. Bro, it's crazy that like Todd Blanche is just in here asking all of the most like common Epstein related questions. And I think the role here is, yeah, that's Bill Barr, former Donald Trump's attorney general, Bill Barr's father, Donald Barr. I think the reason why they're doing this is to basically like pack up all of, in their minds, I think they believe this will pack up all of the conspiracies. Like this will be the one big, like, see all of the shit that you thought was wrong moment. I don't think it's going to work though. I just don't. Especially because not only is it all stuff that we knew about already, I have seen no new information. And as a matter of fact, there are numerous instances where Ghislaine Maxwell actually contradicts something that we know is real. Like, it's not only all old information, but times where she will like actively defend the allegiance that like a known person might have had to Jeffrey Epstein. She's often just lying, and we know she's lying. She's perjuring herself because there is evidence to prove the contrary.
Which you mentioned earlier.
All right.
Do you remember any conversations with Mr. Epstein about a book that Mr. Barr wrote called Space Relations?
I've never heard of that.
About aliens and sex?
No.
Do you know whether, well, have you ever met the former Attorney General of the United States, Bill Barr?
No.
Do you remember whether Mr. Epstein knew him or whether his name ever came up in conversations you had with Mr. Epstein?
I don't recall any.
Okay. Did you have a relationship, or no? I'm using relationship, and I appreciate you don't like that word. Did you know Mr. Epstein's brother, Mark Epstein?
Yes.
How did you know him?
Through Jeffrey.
How would you describe your relationship? Close, friendly?
My personal?
Yes.
Not that close, but friendly enough. I mean, you know.
How was Jeffrey Epstein's relationship with his brother Mark, from what you observed?
I mean, they were brotherly, but I think that I don't know. There are periods when they were closer and then when they weren't. I think sometimes Epstein found his brother irritating.
And I think I know the answer is given what you just said about Bill Barr, but did you ever hear any from Mr. Epstein or anybody else that Bill Barr had any role in Mr. Epstein getting a good plea deal in Florida, or any role in that process with Mr. Acosta?
I never heard that.
I think you said this in an interview, but if I'm wrong, forgive me. Do you have a view of Mr. Epstein, of whether he committed suicide or whether something else happened?
Can we take a break?
Take a break? Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can take a break.
This is too traumatic for my client, and not because of her relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. As you can tell, she doesn't even know who Jeffrey Epstein is. It's just that it's traumatic because she just doesn't remember anything, and it's a reminder that she just simply cannot all.
Yeah, sure. Actually, it's a good time to take a break anyway, because this will be the last one of the day.
All right, so we're going to take a break at it's 2:53, Thursday, July 24th. We are continuing with the recorded proffer of Ms. Maxwell. The time is now 3:10, July 24th.
My colleagues alerted me to a couple questions I think I may have forgotten to ask you.
Most pathetic guy on Twitch, Hamas Piker. Nowadays, this is probably the worst time to say that, you know? Because the people that have this kind of energy can only be coming from one of like 4 or 5 different communities, and many of them are battling their own internal demons at this very moment. Some of them have tarnished their entire good reputation that they've built after being YouTube legends because of their psychosexual obsession. Others have been outed as pedophiles. Some were already outed as being bald sexual assaulters, generational sexual assaulters. Some are no longer the #1 political content creator on the platform after Twitch started tackling bots. So it kind of feels like this is perhaps one of the worst moments, one of the most inopportune moments to say stuff like this. Because like automatically you're positioning yourself as someone who may or may not be, or at least in recent history, definitely were in favor of a person who recently got outed as trying to solicit CSAM. It's odd situation to put yourself in, I think, for no reason. Bad look, chatter. The vindication is here. Nah, this is our rare extra Emily fan who just fucking hates you. Yeah.
One is, sorry, I'm just going through my notes. Well, we talked a few minutes ago about this birthday book that there's been press about. I understand you don't remember anything with President Trump, or a lot about the book anyway. Do you remember asking President Trump to submit a letter for that?
I do not.
And do you remember, would you have been the one to do that, or would somebody else have done that?
I did ask some people. I don't remember Mr. Trump. I don't remember who I did ask, but Epstein also asked people himself directly.
Okay.
So it could have happened that way, if it happened at all.
I'm trying to find on that. Where is that?
You mentioned Ehud Barak.
Yes.
What was his involvement?
Oh,
This would have been in the later 2000s, so I do not know how they met, but I do know that they, I don't know if friendly would be the right word, I don't know that, but I know that they saw each other, and only because my father, you know, anything that touches Israel or the state of Israel, I'm always interested in, because my father loved Israel, and so I pay attention to it, and we have ties to, you know, to Israel.
When you said
indubitably. Ew. As you know, my father is quite the ties to Israel. Very interesting. Yeah, we know your dad had ties to Israel.
it was later though.
Ties meaning friends and family
Huh.
relations.
Aha. Yes, just simply ties. Your reactions are really shit. Not like my favorite reactor, Hasan Pecker. Yeah, Hasan is better. Hasan Pecker is better. Here, I'll do Hasan Pecker's reaction. Hell yeah, Israel's the most moral nation on the planet. They even Want to legalize pedophilia, I heard, and I like that. I want child brides here in America. And also, I'm in favor of all of that. We need to give $100 billion to Israel right now. Can we lower the age of consent here, please? Is that good? Is that better? Yeah. I hope Trump comes and deports my wife. She's a bitch. I hope Trump deports my bitch-ass wife. And then all my taxes go to Israel.
Was the prominent was Mr. Barack, Prince Barack. Do you know what the nature of his relationship was with Mr. Epstein?
Damn you, Deborah. You took everything from me. Everything actually belongs to Israel.
I don't.
Do you know, were you ever with them together?
I think I have a memory of meeting Ehud, but I don't know if he was with Epstein or, I don't remember. I just know that I did see him, and I'm struggling to remember the context around it. But if I...
Oh, so you're telling me you met the former prime minister of Israel, Ehud Barak, someone Jeffrey Epstein had close associations with, and you just simply cannot recall when, how, why that took place. That's crazy. That's a crazy thing. Not a memorable person to meet at all. You don't understand. I meet foreign heads of state all the time in my pedophilia sex trafficking operations that we're doing at the behest of ourselves and not a foreign nation state, of course. It's very normal. He's very boring. Unremarkable, really.
I'm sure it happened, but it must have been very brief because I don't have any serious memory of it. Any, deep memory of it.
And maybe...
Okay. It's getting late. It's already 4 p.m. We got EU